$5 multi-tool. That's what we have today. This is from swordsandarmory.com out of California. $5, and then from where I live, I had to pay around $5 shipping. So it ended up to be around a $10 or $11 multi-tool. I didn't expect hardly anything from this multi-tool. You'll see it has a junky keychain standard with most of these little trinket tools, so I expected it to be pretty bad. Now, with this tool, what I like about this tool is that usually you do have to use basically two hands to close it, but it's one-handed opening. So that's really neat. You can keep this closed in your pocket. You can actually close it one-handed, I guess. You just have to have a pretty good surface to do it. And then there you go. It deploys out of the pocket. And we noticed that the pliers are actually pretty good. They actually come together. They seem to meet well. And I have done some wire cutting with it, but to be honest, these wire cutter jaws are just too small for even very thin wires. It takes a lot. It takes me about 3 cuts to cut a wire off. So they will work, but anyway, they're very small. So compared to the Gerber dime, here we have the Gerber dime. Well, let's close this up. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Trying to work with this because it's sometimes... Now, two-handed, I can basically get it to close all the time. Anyway, so I'm not sure why. But, so there we go. Let's close this up. And then we have the Gerber dime. We have the Leatherman Micra. And then we'll extend this out. And let's look at some of the tool set. So, we have on this side a knife. Now, again, for $5, this knife comes very dull. You definitely will need to sharpen it. I had to basically saw through paper. On the other side, we have a fingernail tool, and then we have a file, and then we have a straight screwdriver and a Phillips screwdriver. Now, these are reminiscent of the little tiny multi-tools in the end of the Gerber Flick and the Gerber Freehand. But while it was embarrassing on those full-size multi-tools, on this multi-tool, they just fit in. They're basically the size you need for this multi-tool. Now, none of these items are locking, but I've actually been impressed with how okay they are. They're not great, but they're okay for this multi-tool. Obviously, the knife needs to be sharpened, but otherwise, this seems like a really nice multi-tool. Really good size and fairly comfortable. You do these little hex bolts in the back, but on this side, everything just seems to be fairly nice, and it doesn't have any awful raised edges. Like, for instance, most multi-tools, you would basically be putting your fingers against this side. So, or some of the cheap multi-tools, I should say. But this one is a lot more comfortable. So this does come in just a touch above the Leatherman Micra and the Gerber dime. This is getting a little closer to, I assume, the Leatherman Juice size, probably a little bit smaller, sort of in between, but I like its small size. Now, I would probably, if I was going to carry this every day, put a pocket clip right here, see if I could rig something up, and then that'd be pretty nice just to slide it in your pocket. Again, this comes from swordsandarmory.com. Really like this for $5. Hard to go wrong. This is the best $5 multi-tool I've seen to date. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.